This is a Headgum podcast.
This group has a really healthy amount of shared Pisces.
Yeah, we were very compatible in a lot of ways.
Pisces and Aquarius and Capricorn.
It's Capricorn City over here on this couch.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so this is a lot. Okay,
Well,
what do
I kind of lost.
How do I
my
whittle
mind.
this down? Okay, so should we just start with you since you're the
Yeah,
terrified?
since I'm
Okay,
most
so
afraid.
you're right in your Saturn return.
Mm-hmm.
Naomi and Katie have just finished Saturn returns.
Yeah.
How were they?
They were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like
They both had to do with your careers.
Mm.
So
Interesting,
how did the
yeah.
band do over
So-
those
A lot
years?
happened.
Yeah. Like
We became successful.
in the pandemic. We got dropped.
Yeah.
I think
Bad
it was
stuff
very
happened and then good
trial
stuff
by fire
happened.
for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to like really consider if we wanted to. I'm not talking to my mic at all. We had to consider if we like wanted to keep moving forward.
I feel like it was, I don't know. I feel like it was a little less that and a little more like, how do
How?
we do this? Yeah, like how?
Yeah.
I think it was different for each of us.
Yeah.
Like rebuilding the foundations,
Yeah.
kind of. But it's interesting that you say it was career wise because I feel like both of us maybe like had transformation in our, I would say like mid 20s. Like I didn't feel like I got that rocked personally, like in my personal life
Yeah.
by my Saturn
I have a
return.
feeling the next couple of years will be
Worse.
maybe, yeah, worse. Maybe more, I don't know. I just anticipate, even just with like being in your early to mid 30s, like that being kind of a personal life based transformations or kind of like less more slightly more settled in the career, now more concerned about the personal and the home and such. But yeah.
Am I gonna freeze my eggs and such?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
Already?
I think so.
You have time, girl.
No.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know.
do.
I
Okay.
mean,
I don't know.
live your life.
You have
Yeah.
time.
I can talk about babies all day long too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well,
Wow. Yeah.
Okay, so the interesting thing is that because you're in a band with two Capricorns who are like heavily Capricorn, which is a sign ruled by Saturn.
yeah,
So even though they're like loopy creatives,
yeah,
there's like still like a structure and like a discipline and
yeah.
you are Pisces Sun,
Yes.
but you have Sun Saturn conjunction. So you have a kind of quality. It's more like jellyfish-ish because Saturn gives structure and form to something, but it's within water.
Okay.
So you know, like Jello.
yeah,
like-
totally.
It's like you're kind of like that. Like there's a form and a structure, but it's like gotta still have some flexibility to it.
Yeah.
The thing about having a Sun Saturn is that you are so incredibly hard on yourself.
For sure.
I would agree with that.
And that
Yeah. I knew I was going to get... The
Rocked.
thing is, we're all going to get red to filth.
Your shit's gonna get rocked, motherfucker. Yeah.
so
No. You got it wrong.
No, I love myself. I do a good job. Yeah. Sorry. We're silent couch.
like these two are Capricorn suns, but they both have sun with Uranus and Neptune, which makes them exceptional weirdos and like very creative and like total rule breakers. And so while they still mean business and while they still
They do
want to
mean
like
business.
succeed, they're not their generation.
They're normal.
They're not normal Capricorns. You're not normal Capricorns.
Yeah.
You're
I'll
like
take it.
you're so odd.
You're so odd. Yeah.
You're normal and we're very strange.
No, you're not normal, but the two of you are, there's this thing about being loud and being like disciplined and knowing your shit and like working hard, but you both have to disrupt things, and you also have to you want to be able to connect with a huge amount of people. And that's really important for both
Yeah.
of you. And so your discipline and your hard work has to go for something that's going to be able to go against the grain of the system and be able to also innovate things that need innovation. Like that's a big part. For you, there's still that innovative energy. You still have those, it's just, and it's very much tied to your career. So I don't know, the three of you are just, you can look at this in a lot of different ways and be like, they're such similar charts. They've got so many similar things going in them that it's very harmonious for the band.
Yeah.
It's just like such a good mix. Because the stuff that I'm talking about for them.
She's saying, you can't leave me.
You're not going to. We decided that.
The needy Pisces.
It's an undeniable. The message is clear.
But that signature of being like weird and fucking shit up, but also wanting to be really creative and reach a lot of people is at your career point. Like you have those same, I'm talking about Uranus and Neptune.
Okay.
There's a point of career called the midheaven. And those two planets are right at your point of career. So the world receives the three of you in like a similar way. I think the world receives you in a congruous way. Like it's a band that's doing a thing that feels like we get the message and we get the kind of unified vision of what you're doing. And, you know, you're the three that want to say the things that other people might not want you to say or that other people won't say.
Hence the podcast. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sun Saturn, what's going to help you in life is age.
Oh, yeah.
So as you get older, you're going to be more and more comfortable. And by the time you get to 36, you're going to be like, oh, cool.
Okay.
And the anxiety of trying to live up to like an impossible standard will start to drop. I'm not saying you can't achieve that before then, because that is far away.
Yeah. Time's a bitch. It seems to happen.
But as you get older, you'll feel more comfortable in your skin. Because you have this Saturnian thing where you actually need to prove to yourself that you've put the time in and put the effort in and put the work in to deserve any kind of reward from it.
Yeah. Okay. It's not wrong. That's not wrong.
I like it.
And it's really good for you to have, this is a tricky thing to say. It's really good for you to have a discipline where you feel really free within it. And maybe that's music for you.
I don't know. Yeah.
But things that are disciplined or that require a lot of discipline from you, like practice and consistency, is really good.
Yeah.
And if
that
you
makes
can
a lot of
feel like super free within those kind of guardrails.
That's me.
I've heard
that's
that from you verbatim.
Yeah.
That's what
Because you have to have somewhere to put all of this like creative energy. It's like water.
Yeah.
It's like you need a glass to hold it or like a pipe for it to flow through or like to channel it. And you've got so much of it because you've also got the really beautiful thing that you've got is you have Venus in Pisces, which is what we say is exalted there. And so everything Venusian, women, art, beauty.
I hate that she's here.
that we're here.
No, not you.
Oh yeah,
Venus?
No. She just anything that she's gonna hear about my chart, she's gonna think.
It makes sense
that my Venus isn't.
Well, like people are drawn to you.
Thank you. It's what it is it makes you really lovable. Sorry.
Smart.
So this is the thing. Around your sun, which is your identity and the way you shine, you got like this like harsh, severe Saturnian thing, which like makes you really hard on yourself and makes you a really good critic, like knowing what you like and what you don't. And it's also can be like a thing that kind of removes you from others. And then you've got this other thing, Venus, which is like in the condition that you have it, a massive magnet for attention, for love.
Reads you to filth.
Adoration.
Me not wanting anything to do with people.
You can't do anything about it.
You just get
You are
attention.
a star.
Yeah, you can't.
You cannot help
a star is
it.
someone who
So
shines at what they do.
Yes,
That's a conflict
yeah, totally.
in you.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean by like when you get,
It's
as
so
you
funny.
get older,
Yeah.
you'll feel like less fucked up about it.
Yeah, totally.
Because as you get like the better boundaries, you have to do less of the kind of drastic, like stay away or like, oh my God, there's so much coming at me. Because the Venus in Pisces, what happens is a lot of people will idolize you, but it feels really bad actually internally
Literally.
to be idolized in any
Literally.
kind of way. Because what happens is they're objectifying you.
Totally.
They're not actually seeing
This
you.
is this is
She
this
said
is
these things.
disgusting. This is actually fucked up. Look at Katie's face. Zoom in on her
bright
face.
red.
She's high on this.
It's crazy.
And that's all in your 11th house of the audience, the group and friends. So your friends, I don't know if you ever do anything in a group of people.
I try not to, but yeah.
But somehow.
But somehow I do.
And this is the thing is that Venus is the ruler of your ascendant. So Venus, you're ruled by art, women, and I'm kidding, but
Hey.
you're ruled by art, women, and relationships.
For sure.
Yep.
Okay.
And any way you can serve that is good. But also you've got Venus, the planet that steers the direction of your life, in the place of friendship and the collective and the audience and the group. And that's also where your sun is. So it makes it a doubly important place for you. And so it's like making sure that you shine, that you find a way to shine and give the beauty that you create to the people that you feel connected to, that have the same shared hopes and dreams and vision for the future that you do, is everything. But you need to have a disciplined structure to be able to really feel like you're doing the thing.
So helpful.
And so now that you're having your Saturn return, and actually like the Saturn plus Saturn part of it is actually over, but now Saturn's just on your sun. There's just a lot of like pressure for you to get very concise, or there's a lot of encouragement, let's say. It can feel like pressure. It can feel like a little bit weighty for you to get very clear and precise about how and where you put your energy. Is this thing worth it? Is this time well spent? You start to understand the finite nature of time, and you start to realize that you do age, and like you do eventually turn 30, and you do, these things that you're like, okay, I don't actually have time to waste anymore.
Yeah.
So is this something that I want to actually commit to? It's a lot of commitment stuff, commitment issues.
Yeah. For sure. Read to self.
So
Okay,
cool.
so Naomi, you also have Venus in Pisces. So and you have it in the same place because you guys are the same rising sign.
Yeah.
My little magnets.
Yeah, exactly. So that all that stuff that I said is still very, very much also true for you.
You know, when they walk around together, like
Yeah.
people give them free stuff. I'm not kidding.
And folks, we'd like to continue. No, people don't give us free stuff all the time,
Yes,
but
they do.
listeners,
It's interested.
people just want to talk to us. They're like, but I think it's also our gender presentation. The whole thing is like, there's a lot.
People are like,
going on.
what's going on?
Yeah, they're like, wow, you guys are cool.
Yeah.
That similar-
Venus is
Yeah.
also style.
Oh, okay.
And so when you have an exalted Venus, there's something about your style that people will be attracted to. And yes, it's really good for getting the audience to come and receive your work. But same. Art, beauty, offering things out. You have a Venus conjunct Lilith, though. So there's a
Love
little...
her.
Love Lilith. So Lilith is there's a little bit more like a need for you to also within that art and wanting to create beautiful things to express your rage.
Sure. Yeah.
It's like Lilith says the thing that no one else will say.
Yeah.
Lilith calls God by
Yeah.
their name and says their secret name and says, fuck you, I'm leaving the Garden of Eden because you're telling me I'm not equal to Adam.
Yeah.
And so she's, she calls what the patriarchal structure is by its name and says, I'm not going to exist within this.
Yeah.
And so even though it's this very lovable, very attractive, very likable quality that you have.
Yeah.
There's also like a stinger there and an ability to be like, oh, great, I'm glad I got your attention. Now let me say the thing the thing that needs to be said, or and Lilith is the scream, and so when you use your voice,
I can scream. Yeah.
And there's
Wow.
that it's that
Yeah.
primal kind of howl. And so even when you're making, and Venus is also the planet of music and dance and art and all that stuff. So there's got to be that edge to it.
Yeah.
People will
interesting.
love it. And you're actually a way that Lilith can come in, which is to say it's a way that the power that is connected to our rage can be expressed.
Interesting.
Because they're like, oh, I like this. And oh, wow, there's something else there.
Cool.
Okay, and then you've got a Gemini moon and you've got Gemini rising.
We're all mixed
we're
up.
all-
in
we're
this
all-
group.
It's like it's such a good.
We're like locked
It's
in.
so good. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Katie. So you've got moon in Pisces in your 10th house, Gemini rising. Your Mercury is in Sag.
What?
Which means you're fucked, sweetheart.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
fucking hit. That really hit.
Sorry.
Okay, wait. No, I want to say this thing because I wonder.
She starts bawling.
Okay, I want to say this though. They're both ruled by a planet in its exaltation, which means that there's an immediate recognition of something that's special with them.
You're
And
not
you,
What's with you, dollface? sorry.
the
being
planet that
disruptive.
rules your ascendant is in the sign opposite from what it's supposed to be in. So you have to go upstream.
Yeah.
You have to work twice as hard.
Damn. You're also a femme. I mean, maybe that's what it is, girl.
There's that feeling of, okay, so you're ruled by Mercury and Sag, and you also have Mercury by the North Node, which is where it is right now.
Okay.
But
Oh, that hit.
How about you stop laughing challenge? I
Okay.
stopped.
Okay.
So Mercury and Sag loves to get lost, loves to have a great time, loves to go and learn everything that it didn't need to go study.
Totally.
And get lost.
Yep.
And meet 700 new friends along
Yeah.
the way, but be late for the thing
Be
it was
late,
actually supposed
miss
to
it
do.
altogether.
Miss it altogether, but who cares because you had a great time. Like you just have it's like the golden retriever of like,
Yeah.
hey guys, what's
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on?
Yeah.
Like I could put you anywhere and you would be good because
Totally.
of your like bouncy positive mentality.
Mm-hmm.
But it's how do we get you to the place, right? Like I don't know. Do you even care? Like you're having a good time on the way anyways. You have Mercury in the 7th house, which is the place of committed relationships. And so there's this whole thing about being in committed partnerships. So it's interesting because the three of you have the rulers of your ascendant, the planets that steer the direction of your life in places of other people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you all need to be with friends. The two of you, it's like friendship. For you, it's like the committed partnership of it is really important.
Huh.
But there can be a contrariness to it. Like you're set up, yours is set up where you have to be contrarian in a way. Like you have to go take a different route or again, get lost to find the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas for these two, the thing might kind of constellate around them a little, what might look
Yeah.
like to be a little easier.
Yeah.
There's a piece, I don't know about your like, you might not even want to talk about it, but like I know a lot of people like this and romantic relationships are really important, but they weren't always necessarily easy to commit to.
Big
but
time.
like once you find the right thing to commit to, like the whole life kind of shifts and changes and moves in a direction that's really helpful.
We shall see.
Yeah, so if that hasn't happened yet,
Yeah.
totally, yes, that's fine. He doesn't have to, but it is important for you to be in like consciously committed partnerships.
Okay.
Whether it be platonic, business, or romantic.
Yeah.
But there is something where you're like really devoted to, or do you get really devoted in relationships?
Yeah, I'm devotional. Well,
You're very loyal.
Well,
You're devoted to the two of us.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very
big time.
So the planet that steers your life's direction, it's in the place of relationships. So, and it's by the North Node, which is a place of immense hunger
Okay.
and like desire.
Yeah.
And it's right by Vesta, which is a goddess asteroid that is about absolute devotion. And there can be like a kind of lack of partnership energy actually with it, but it's because it's so devoted. But this combo together, all of them together, can be like an insatiable appetite for relationship.
Big time.
And so because it's in the sign opposite from what it wants to be in, it's like you can get super lost in those places and spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm serious when I say this, like some of my most successful friends, they have a similar setup. And when they found their person, and it was later in life, and learned how to commit to it, and their whole life kind of like cemented, and their talent had a place to land. And so if that's to happen for you, great. And if not, I mean, it will, but whatever relationship stuff you can do with all the people that are platonic and in your life,
Right.
that's still it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
totally.
Yeah.
So there's like this, you need to be devoted to relationships, but then because you can get lost in them, you still need to know who you are outside of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because the other thing is that you have the South Node in the first house.
Okay.
You have the South Node in the first house, which makes you want to give everything away. You're so unattached to things that you're like, no, keep that part. That's you. Keep that.
This is great. Honestly, the thing that's so funny about this kind of shit, it's like, nothing about you decided. You know what I mean? You don't decide shit.
That's hysterical.
That's really
That is
funny.
so
about
funny.
a million
So I'm like a
reasons.
trust fund kid, and I'm in an organization called Resource Generation.
I love that.
which
I
is
love resource generation.
You love it? You know RG?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is funny
Wow.
because I'm
Giving
like,
it all
There's
away.
nothing better you could do
cool.
for
Cool.
your chart.
Well, give it away. Hey, I don't got no issue. It is just
Do
funny.
you, baby girl.
That is so funny.
But yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That is because what it is it's like a portal that it's another place where eclipses happen, and it's a place of releasing and letting go. They thought it was the tail of the dragon that swept things away. And so it says in your first house, so it's the you of the chart. You're like, let's
So
sweep
I
it.
don't need to fight that.
No, God, no.
impulse.
I just don't want you to give yourself away.
Okay.
Damn, that's the one I was hoping to give away.
And to make
That's
sure
tea.
that you have
That
the
is tea.
energy
is.
for yourself.
Totally.
Huh.
Right.
Wow.
The time, energy. You get to be resourced and very generous at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not one or the other.
It's
Yeah.
both. Totally.
This
The-
to
the-
filth.
The tightrope. Yeah, to filth.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's absolute
Def.
filth.
You
If
know
you-
what? Also,
Yes.
you've got Sun, Uranus, and Neptune in the 8th house of inheritances.
Ah.
And so,
yeah, I got those.
yeah. But it's also because you have Sun, Uranus, Neptune, it's about fucking shit up and being disruptive, and Neptune also wants to be really altruistic.
Big time.
And so you are always going to do something very different and unique and innovative with the resources that have been given to you.
So cool that that's in my chart.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And I just started like really coming into that journey after
wow.
Saturn return.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Is there anything like, so if I were to say to you, like, we as a band are writing our
Yeah.
next record in the
Amazing.
next
Love.
like year,
Mm-hmm.
like, is there anything looking at our charts and knowing kind of what
Like to be
This-
released.
Probably
Yay.
if I don't
Yeah,
know.
hopefully.
we cannot say?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Let's beep. We'll bleep out the
Creative
Yeah.
process.
Hope
Yeah,
Hopefully.
hopefully. I mean, it
We
needs
should
to
have
happen.
we should have you pick our
like-
release date.
I would love to.
That would
I
be
think I
really
will.
cool.
I would love that.
You know that we do everything in the company on good astrology.
Let's go.
Like we'll
I
hold
love
things.
I fucking love that.
So
Good.
cool.
We launched the app. Do you remember when the great conjunction happened, Jupiter and Saturn
Yeah.
in 2020?
yeah.
That's
That's
when we
wild.
launched the app.
Wow.
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
For a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
fortuitous.
Well, it's worked well for you.
Give me like
Yeah.
We will.
a month time
Yeah.
frame and be
Okay.
like, this is the month we want to release in.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the whatever I don't know what you have to.
And
The
we-
label?
We
Yeah,
might
the
be,
label.
We might be able to finagle.
I'm like company.
Yeah, I mean, we
like-
just
Yeah,
need to.
yeah, yeah.
It's very
Some
dependent
men.
on when we make the music.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yes, but
But yes.
definitely reach out. And
Oh
I'll
my
let you
God,
know.
yeah.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
love that.
That'd be sick.
Because people launch things and I'm like, why?
Yeah, totally. Totally.
Well, our last album came out on the day that Roe v. Wade was overturned.
Oh my God.
It was
But
brutal.
it ended up being okay.
it was
for
okay.
us.
But yeah, it was that day
was
was it was
brutal.
like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hold all the things at the same time. Just
Yeah.
like Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, I just took it as like a symbol of like we're always going to be like like our art is existing in the
Yeah.
world that we fucking
Yeah.
live in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
not we try to integrate
Yeah.
it's not suspended fantasy.
Mhm.
It's like I think that's like important to all of us to like be integrated with the world.
Let me start by
All right.
saying this show, Gayotic, is sponsored by Betterhelp.
How are you guys doing right now? Speaking of Betterhelp,
Not
checking in.
good.
Yeah.
Well, living in the world as we're experiencing it now can often be, at times you'll feel elated and at other times you'll feel very depressed. And I think we oscillate between those two emotions frequently, and it's hard to
Absolutely.
do that by yourself.
Definitely.
Well, that's why it's so nice to have a therapist that you can talk to help bring you back to what you care about in life, or just talk about, the everyday problems of existence.
Yeah. We are very pro therapy as a band.
Hell yeah.
And I'm also pro like getting help where you can find it. And what I love about BetterHelp is how accessible it is for people to try. I have a lot of friends where BetterHelp was like the first therapist that they
I was going to mention a
ever
friend of
found.
ours who
Yeah.
had a BetterHelp, who found his therapist through BetterHelp as an individual that travels quite a bit and needed to be able to do it over the phone. And yeah, it's like starting therapy can be a lot like starting to date, and it makes you feel very nervous. And you do have to find the right person, and BetterHelp can, kind of facilitate that process a little bit.
Definitely. So we encourage all y'all to visit betterhelp.com/gayotic today, and you can get 10% off of your first month. That's betterhelp.com/gayotic. Go to therapy, y'all. Go.
Please
you're
get
listening
help.
to Gayotic. Go to therapy.
Put the podcast down and get help with BetterHelp.
Okay, so because you all have hefty, like enough in Pisces collectively, I mean, you've been doing this. So since 6 years ago, what's that?
2018.
Yeah.
Since 2018, 2017, 2018. You've the three of you have just been under this like Saturnian transit because you have so much stuff in Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So we're just finishing that over the course of the next year.
Huh.
So since then, you've been under this tyranny of responsibility and getting a lot of work done, though. And I think like whatever you've been able to manifest over that time period, would you say that that's been a time period that you've been able to actually concretize your energy and talents into something?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I
Definitely.
mean, that's the juice of About You came out when
2017,
end of
February.
2017.
No, February.
Oh, February 2017. Okay, so
Mhm.
yeah, it's like two
Yeah.
of our records came out in
Yeah.
that time.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
all of our
and all
touring,
of our
pretty much.
success.
Yeah.
Real success.
Yeah.
Since 2020, honestly.
Yeah. So that continues through 2024. So if you can just think about like what have been the best lessons you've learned about time well spent, about consistency, about structure,
This is
and about discipline. And then just go with the things that have worked the very best. Because this is like the three of you are kind of like tying up this huge like 7-year process
Okay.
of doing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And this is like the finishing touches. So you kind of get to be like, okay, we've done this for a minute. I actually have some time in the saddle. Like I get what this is about. And so now that I have that wherewithal, you can think of yourselves back in 2017 and what you didn't know and now what you do.
Yeah.
And then bring that into the next album.
Okay.
And just feel all the confidence that you can because of everything that you've actually done, because of all the actions you've taken, because of the work that you've done, because of the effort that you've already put out.
Feel confident.
Yeah.
And that it leaves that place at the end of this year, or
It then Saturn moves into Aries. The problem is then you guys have stuff in Capricorn and it'll square it, but that's a different story.
Oh my God.
It's fine.
The math.
You've done so much work. Like that's what it looks like to me. And it's so
Thank you.
weird that the three of you have this conglomeration of things like this.
Yeah.
But the three of you have done so much work since then. And so it's whatever has been cleaned up for you, whatever boundaries you've set, whatever, internally, externally as a group, like lean into all of that and like feel like you can, as much as you can relax into what you've already built and
That's so
trust
nice.
the process of this technology that you do have as a band, right? Like, you know
Totally.
how you work now.
Like internal technologies.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool.
You're like I know when I know what creative frustration feels like now. I'm like, oh, this is the part of the essay where I want to throw the whole thing out.
Yeah.
I'll get through it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, 10 years ago. I had to learn that. So you guys know what the feeling, the timing of a song.
Right.
The timing of an album, the timing of your art now.
Yeah.
And how to be on stage and
Yeah. Totally.
the timing of a set, the timing of what it takes to go on stage, come off stage, go home, rest, do it again, the travel.
Yeah.
The energy pockets that it takes internally, it's now in your body.
I don't think we reflect on that together out loud a lot, though. Like the fact that we've been writing music together for all these years. Like, I don't know if we've really had a conversation about like
but just kind of feels like what we
and...
do. I feel like it's like intuitive almost. It's just like what we do. We just know stuff. Like when you know.
Yeah.
Like when a song is good, usually we know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like
but that's because of the practice.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. When
Yeah.
something's gonna
Yeah,
work.
we know when it's good or if it's not.
Yeah. We just
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Well, what you said about the essay also reminds me of like we know each other so well creatively. Like there's this thing of like I'll give them like a demo that I started on Ableton and then like they'll work on it and then we know that like when they give it back to me like it's going to be better, but I am not going to like it.
Yes.
Like
yes, like a haircut.
Yeah. It's like it takes a while for
Yeah.
me. It's like there's just so much stuff that we know intimately about what it's like to work
Yeah.
with each other.
Yeah. And so to really trust that knowing that you've developed because you've worked really hard to develop it and like let that guide, then let those guardrails help you feel relaxed to let the creative energy do its thing for this
Wow.
next round.
So then when do we need to come back to meet with you for the, for the next bit
Here.
of guidance?
ASAP.
Like I tell everybody that gets a reading from me, this is a conversation.
Yeah.
You can
So
text
cool.
me, you can email me with questions, or we can never talk again.
Wow.
We
Fascinating.
will be texting.
It was really, really interesting.
It was totally
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been
Red to
amazing
filth.
have you.
I know.
Yeah.
You're like
bent over.
somehow.
Do you
yeah.
ever
Y'all in
like
particular.
have someone's reading in front of you and you're like, I can't tell them this? Like, you know what I mean?
fine.
fine.
Sometimes I'll see like such a difficult period of time that is happening and they're already presenting symptoms of it. And I know it's going to be okay, or like I can presume, I can see the end of it.
Yeah.
The last thing you want to tell somebody who's
Is
like, I'm coming to you because I'm in crisis. You're like, oh, this is the beginning of a 4-year
Crisis.
situation.
Yeah.
And it won't feel like this
Joe's
every
laughing.
day, but it's not, this
Yeah.
is the
This
beginning.
is the beginning.
Yeah.
And this is a little journey we've got to go on now.
Right.
So that you have to really case it in a way where people feel empowered by the information.
Totally.
Yeah.
And not like, oh God, totally floored by it.
The knowledge that things are going to be difficult, like,
And that they'll change.
yeah. It's
They'll
like,
change. Yeah.
that's just life.
It is.
Life is so cyclical. Like, you can
Yeah.
just expect for occasionally things to be hard.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
As long as you have the fortitude to like get through it.
And I can
Yeah.
see my own hard stuff come up, you know?
Yeah.
Does that suck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is not fun. They'll be
Yeah.
like,
You're like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
like
Do y'all
each
wanna
birthday
do-
is like a lottery because you can pull up your chart for the year and you look at like
Too
what
much
it is and
power.
you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
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 Do y'all
Yeah.
want to do That's Rank?
Do that.
Let's spring, summer, fall, winter.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The
We're
season.
ranking
Yeah.
the season.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
ranking
Just
the
like
seasons.
your favorites.
Don't take it don't worry about
Yeah.
it too much.
But in what city?
Whoa.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
I would say we're ranking the seasons in
LA.
Yeah,
'Cause
we're
we're
here
here.
right now.
Let's do it because we're in LA, and mine would be.
I'm gonna be
mine would
doing a little bit
completely
Chicago
different.
just because that's where I'm from.
Then you
Just
can
rank it
clarify.
wherever you're thinking.
What about your heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rank
What
it
is
wherever
your
you
heart?
are in your heart.
Yeah. Okay.
We're making up our own rules.
We make up our own damn
Um,
rules.
Okay. Mine would
Go ahead.
be fall, spring, winter, summer.
Oh wow.
Whoa.
In Chicago.
In Chicago / LA. I'm not deciding necessarily. But the thing I have the hardest time about with summer in LA is like the feeling of, for some reason I'm really
Oppressive
triggered
heat.
by the feeling of, like when I first moved here, we went to USC and it was like just like the long stretch of like concrete with like fast food restaurants and like the sun just beating down.
Hell.
It kind of felt like I was living in hell.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it
so
sucks.
I
Well,
still
it's
have
kinda
that
hell out there,
association.
though.
And being from Chicago, I think it's too dry here. It's like too hot. So like I just get triggered by the endless heat.
Because you live on the east side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why the West Side looking.
And then I never
it's
go to the
looking
West Side.
better and better.
The true
Yeah.
West Side.
The-
I
yeah.
know there's a discrepancy here
Yeah,
about what West Side.
Yeah. But
Michelle
fall,
or
I love the
West.
colors. Like, yeah, fall Chicago.
Yeah.
I love the colors. I love decomposition,
Mm-hmm.
the composting of everything.
Composting.
I love it. Yeah, and spring obviously for like I don't really get allergies either. So
Oh,
You're
Cool.
lucky
yeah,
duck.
Cool for
it's
you.
nice. My backyard's full of nasturtiums right now.
Mm.
It's like, yeah, I like the changing of it all. That's it.
I think for me, LA winter is elite.
Yes.
Yeah.
LA winter
totally
is
agree.
Yeah.
unbelievably
I know.
elite. So that's my favorite.
Everyone leave.
Yeah.
That
It's so
Get
good.
out.
One, everyone leaves. The traffic is way better. Two, the weather is perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
From late November to right about now,
Yeah.
it's heaven.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
well, this is late
And
November.
then spring,
Mm-hmm.
then fall. Even though people are like, I love fall. And I'm like, you love fall and like when you're in New York, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right.
fall here is hot. Like,
it's so true.
Yeah, fall
Yeah.
and then summer. But the truth is, a good summer day going to the beach, I
See? West
fucking
Side.
love it.
Yeah, if you're going to the beach.
So I have love for all four, but in LA, that's my order of
absolutely.
enjoyment.
Okay. Absolutely love to all four seasons,
Actually,
by the way,
you know
if you're
what?
watching this.
You know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to put summer third and then fall last.
Okay.
But that's
Okay.
very specific to LA. Yeah,
Okay.
that's me.
Yeah.
Spring, summer,
Mm.
fall, winter. I'm a sun. I'm
You
a
need the
sun.
sun boy.
I'm a sun worshiper.
Really?
I need. I get such bad seasonal depression. I'm from LA, and so I'm just used to. I'm used to the sun.
Yeah.
I really need the sun.
When I first moved here and like I used to bartend and like
Cool.
any day that it wasn't 70 degrees and sunny, people would come in and be like, "Oh my god, the weather!"
It's terrible.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
people
from
are insane.
Canada. This
I
is not-
Yeah, like,
really-
you guys serious?
And
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I really
Yeah,
I
you-
need the sun.
Yeah, you all are very dependent.
I literally sit outside like
Yeah.
all day,
Wow.
at
Yeah.
least half the day.
Basking in it.
Yeah, I do. I have to.
Totally agree. Winter in LA first. Because also it's the time of year where you can hike at
Totally.
any time.
Totally.
It's not too hot. You're not going to
100%.
die of dehydration and crowdedness.
Yep.
And it's gorgeous. And you can be on the east side, west side, doesn't matter. It's all beautiful.
Yeah. Well, yeah, totally. 100%. 100%.
The beach.
On the beach with the booch. Come on.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
The beach is incredible.
Totally.
It's like low tide.
nice.
It's moody. It's cold. You can wear a sweater.
You can like
Super
big
cute.
I do
little
love
eyes.
sweater.
Yeah, you're doing Big Little
Out
Lies.
there? Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like, I don't even know what spring is here. This is spring.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
spring. No, this
Jasmine.
is 70.
Yeah,
Jasmine's
jasmine.
blooming.
Yeah, the jasmine's
yeah.
heaven right
And
now.
you're
It's
just
beautiful.
watching, you're sitting outside and you're
Yeah.
just watching the
The
buds
jacaranda.
When
start-
do the Santa Ana winds come in the fall?
the fall.
Yeah.
Those ones are not so fun. Although
No.
they're interesting.
They're interesting.
Yeah.
But then you also get kind of like sneezy and just,
Yeah.
like,
Make me pretty
Yeah.
sneezy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I feel like spring and fall here are pretty equal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like 2 and 3
Yeah.
switchy.
And I do this thing about summer that I don't like when I'm in New York or when I'm like living, like we spend a lot of time in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
I can handle any kind of noise. Like I'm fine. Everyone's gonna party, do things. I don't care.
Totally.
But when I'm here and like everyone's having like house parties and like weddings, and
Yeah.
I just feel like all of a sudden in the summer, everyone's just like chaotic, and it just
Yeah.
like
That's so
ruins my
funny.
life.
Yeah. It's
I
like, why doesn't everyone go
for
ahead
some
and shut the
reason,
fuck
I
up?
feel like
Yeah.
that is West Side.
Yeah.
I don't know
really?
why
Yeah.
I feel
spend,
that
spend
way.
more time on the east side.
Well, I
It's
think
not like
No.
like
I
because
feel
it's
like
less
it's like there's party
violently hot.
boys on the West Side.
I don't
and I'm
know
like,
what it
shut
is.
There are
up.
party
Yeah.
girls too.
yeah.
There's party girls too.
There's
Yeah,
party
fair
girls.
enough.
yeah. It's like the music is bad.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm in LA, so it should be more chill here.
Yeah.
But
it's
like New York, I
beach,
just
It's
expect
'cause-
beach
it's 'cause you're on the
house
West Side.
EDM.
Everyone's like
Because I'm on the West
16
Side.
white
Yeah.
claws deep and
No,
yeah,
this is the thing.
acting
We
a
don't
fool.
drink. We don't drink. I'm swimming
Yeah.
by the pool.
Yeah,
I'm eating a
yeah.
peach.
Yeah. Well, that's lovely.
I'm eating a peach.
Yeah.
Tomatoes
Peach-
are in
peach on
season.
ice is
I'm
pretty
making a
cool.
salad.
Okay, how about a peach tomato salad?
Yeah, with
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I
Her
was just about
family
to say.
makes a very good peach tomato salad. On
Really?
yeah, but
My
they have
family.
you guys do. You guys
On the
have
boat?
4th of July.
Oh.
I
Do
mean,
you guys, do you go to your parents' house?
yeah,
Yeah.
I live like 15 minutes away from my parents.
Oh my
I know
God.
they have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
pool,
Mama's
so
girl.
I'm
So
there. I'm
cute.
all summer. I'm kind
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
dog loves to
a lot
swim.
of friends will end up there.
You should
Yeah.
come over.
It's a little. It's a hub. It's an east
It's
side
very
hub.
cute. I don't know if you really ranked, Chani.
Winter. I say winter, spring, summer, fall.
Okay.
Yeah,
And that's rank.
and that's
Thanks,
ranked.
guys.
Wow,
Thank you so much for coming on the
Thank
pod.
you so
This
much.
was
for
really
having me.
fun.
This
So
was
much
really
fun.
This
yeah,
was wonderful.
love talking to
Yeah.
you.
Thank you.
I wish I had taken notes. I'm
Whoa,
such an
you can listen to
idiot.
the
You have
podcast.
recorded it.
Yeah.
It's filmed.
You get a transcript.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God.
Okay. You want to sign off?
Oh yeah. Okay.
We
this
haven't
has
been doing this. We've
We
been
gotta
really
start
bad at
doing it again.
this.
Love y'all and love you, Katie.
Yeah, we should say we love ourselves. This was really fun. Thank you for being on. I love you guys, and I love myself.
it right in the camera.
And I really
you
have to
always
pee.
say
This
myself.
was,
You never
this
say
was
Naomi.
That's not true.
shattering, and I loved it.
Yeah, good.
And I love you, Josette. I'm fine to say it. Josette. That's my name.
Okay, Chani.
I have to say I love myself?
Yeah.
Why? Is
I
this
don't know.
Ryan Cafe gratitude?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's the
I don't
hard
actually
look in
know.
the
It's just
mirror.
something that
just
we
started
started
fucking
doing
it.
season 2.
I have to pee. I'm
go.
so sorry. But the podcast is still rolling.
You just say.
I have to go so.
Love you, Chani.
Love you, Chani.
Boom. Wow.
You're the first guest to be like, why? and all of us being like,
Fucking LA shit is this?
That was a Headgum podcast.